Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. Please help yourself to breakfast anonymously sponsored. Fascinating. The Torah says, B'nei Ruvain, Chanoch, Mishpachas HaChanochi, B'fal Pachas HaPuli. You notice that they have in the counting of the Jewish people, you see God adds a Hey and a Yud to the Jewish people's name. What is that all about? So Rashi brings down that the reason why God adds a letter Hey and Yud is because the nation of the world mocked the Jewish people, saying, listen, if the Egyptians control their bodies, they also took advantage of their wives, so therefore the lineage of the Jewish people is not really that pure. So God says, you know what? I'm going to allow my name to be attached to each of these families to show that their lineage is particularly pure. Let me ask you a question. Tucker Carlson, if he sees that, and he has a conspiracy theory about the Jews, you're going to look into the Chumash and say, oh, God put a Yud and a Hey into it, so therefore the Jews are pure. You think it'll really make any difference to the anti-Semites, to the nations of the world? They're going to look into the Chumash? And the answer is no. So what's going on over here? So the Torah Rabbi suggests an approach based on the Gemara discusses David HaMelech sin about Sheva and his forgiveness that he asks from God. One of the things that he asks for God is that the Rabbanim shouldn't talk bad about him. So David HaMelech was concerned about bad PR. He was afraid there's going to be a Twitter tweet that he did something wrong. What's he so concerned about what the Rabbanim say about him? So the answer is the Torah Rabbi says it's an important lesson for us. By nature, a person who thinks himself is morally bankrupt becomes easy prey for the Yetzer Hara. And if you say, I'm never going to make much of myself, I might as well do these sins. I'm a nobody anyway. So told him that's what he says. That's exactly what he was afraid of, the bad PR, that it would have an effect on him. And so it wasn't so much for the outside, it was for him. And I saw a great story about Thomas Edison. One day he comes home with a note from school to his mother. His mother opens up the note and she says, listen, your teacher said you're too much of a genius, you can't get an education from the school, I'll have to teach it myself. And he does so. After his mother passes away, he finds this note that the teacher sent home, and the note said, your kid's mentally ill, don't send him back to school. So, true story. So here's the situation. If you don't believe in yourself, you're bound to the Yetzer Hara. You're bound for bad things. And that's the lesson of why. It wasn't for the nations of the world so much as for the Jewish people. They know that they have a positive influence and a positive name of God on them. It instills in the Jewish people a sense of pride. If they feel they're morally bankrupt, then it leads to temptation of the Yetzer Hara. That's the important lesson of why God attaches them to the Jewish people, not so much for the nations of the world, but for us. Have a wonderful day. Have a great Shabbos.